Bottom line in business. Voice America Business.
Good morning, and thank you for joining host Cheryl Esposito for an intriguing hour of leading conversations. Each week, Cheryl brings together big thinkers to the Voice America Business channel. Now here's your host, Cheryl Esposito.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Leading Conversations. This is Cheryl Esposito. This morning we are speaking with Alan Lurie. Alan is the author of 5 Minutes on Monday. 5 Minutes on Monday. Now, that sounds interesting. We formerly worked as an architect. He's currently managing director at Grubb & Ellis, a real estate investment firm in New York, and he's also a non-denominational ordained rabbi. So, Alan is going to give us some insight into blending our spiritual being with our business world. Welcome, Alan, to Leading Conversations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here, Cheryl. I really appreciate it.
It's wonderful to have you. Now, where are you this morning?
Well, I'm sitting looking at the Eiffel Tower out my window. And so
the Eiffel Tower?
Yes. So before everybody says, wow, he's traveling to Paris, I'm sitting here in Las Vegas at a Grubb & Ellis executive retreat in my hotel room looking out at a quarter-size version of the Eiffel Tower. And beyond that, I see these glorious mountains, covered with snow, and the sky is blue. It's a gorgeous day here in Nevada today. So
even in Las Vegas, you can see beyond all the flashing lights, and there's nature, huh?
Yes, absolutely. Flying in here was really quite a trip, literally, because you fly over some of the most beautiful landscape you'll ever see. I mean, it looks like the surface of Mars, like an alien planet, and it's yellow, and it's green, and it's pink, and it's gorgeous. And suddenly you come over a hill, and you see the whole valley of Las Vegas, surrounded by these mountains. So it's really quite a jarring contrast.
So let's talk about 5 Minutes on Mondays. Your book is titled 5 Minutes on Mondays, and It's a new book. Is this your first book?
This is my first book for major release. I've written prayer books in the past, and some kind of overtly Jewish spiritual things. This is my first kind of mass book that's released for the general public.
Oh, wonderful! Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you. It's very, very exciting and very unexpected. And later I'll tell you how it came about. It's a small little miracle that it got to where it is.
Well, let's start with how you did get here, but let's start way back. Now, what we know about you is that you had a 25-year career as an architect, yes?
Right. Correct.
And then you moved into working at Grubb & Ellis, and somewhere along the way you became a non-denominational ordained rabbi. Now, this is not what I would call the typical path of most individuals, Alan.
It's not a usual CV, is it?
So, give us some history here. What came first, and how did you get to where you are?
Right. Well, to go back a little bit, I was born in Brooklyn. My mother grew up in an Orthodox Jewish household in Brooklyn, and my father grew up in a more assimilated kind of home. And they moved to Rochester when I was a baby, and I grew up there. And as a small child, I always had a love of art. That was really my passion. And I would look, even as a small child, I would look at art and be transported to places. And I really felt the sense of connection with another voice, another vision through that. And so I've always had this sense of a connectedness that's more than what we experience in our everyday life. That's possible and that's real. And I grew up Jewish, had a bar mitzvah, and at some point, I think like a lot of people in my generation, I just turned 50 recently. I really rejected the whole idea of organized religion. I thought it was limiting. I thought it was old-fashioned. I thought it was not spiritual in the way that I really wanted. And it's played with other things, Buddhism, meditation, what have you, and wanted to study arts, and eventually got into architecture, thinking that's a good way to kind of make a living and also do something artistic, and did that for many years. all the while pursuing different spiritual avenues. And about 15 years ago, very unexpectedly, Cheryl, I had what I would call an act of grace. I had an opening. I had an opening into God at that moment, and it led me back to Judaism. And for many years, I studied, and I was raising my children in Atlanta at that point. And my passion really became understanding Judaism as a transformative practice and the depths of it that I never was exposed to when I was a child, and the beauty and the very deep spiritual teachings. And I started leading services, teaching adult education classes, reading hundreds of books every year on the subject. And finally, when my kids went off to college, I said, I really want to get what's called a smicha in Hebrew, an ordination as a rabbi. And I found a wonderful rabbi to study with in New York, he's now 97 years old, and he lived to be 120. And I worked with him and studied with him. He assembled what's called the Beit Din, which there are some other rabbis, and they tested me, and I became ordained really just about 2.5 years ago.
Oh, that's quite an interesting path.